Have you heard the story of Ma'Khia Bryant? Ma'Khia Bryant, young lady, shot by cops. Columbus, Ohio. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I was doing my wrap-up of the George Floyd case. People in the comment section like, forget George Floyd, go to Ma'Khia. I'm like, dude, hold on. Slow down on the black people getting killed stuff I got to cover. I'm doing this. You know, this takes a toll. Can I cover one before we sensationalize, jump on the next thing? Jesus Christ. Well, Tim, what about Deontay Wright? I covered that too. Folks, this child was shot to death. Now, I got some footage of it. I don't want to show it to you, but if you don't see it, you won't know what I'm talking about. I will not show her writhing on the ground in pain. There will be no blood in this. This is not explicit. But you know something bad happened, and we can't avoid that. So here we go. Ma'Khia Bryant, Columbus. Let's look at that footage and come back and talk about it.
But his security cameras captured the incident as it unfolded. And another video was released by the city police, and those are the dash cam videos from the officers as they arrived on scene. And it is worth noting, Lindsay, that there wasn't a lot of new information revealed by these new videos because the city and the police department took that unprecedented step to release some of the body camera footage within just a few hours after this fatal shooting. And so we have a fairly good understanding of what was seen there as this was playing out, as Ma'Khia Bryant is seen on that video with a knife in her hand, appearing to lunge at another young girl. And that's when the officer, Nicholas Reardon, opens fire, fires 4 shots. An officer tried to perform CPR, and then she later died at the hospital. The city says they are committed to transparency, they are committed to accountability, and they're going to continue to keep the public informed.
That was very quick. It was a very short clip, wasn't it? That's because this thing took less than a minute to happen. In less than a minute, a 16-year-old's life hung in the balance after being shot 4 times by an officer, Nicholas Reardon, of the Columbus Division of Police. Nicholas Reardon had been employed less than 2 years with the police department. He got a phone call, at least 2 phone calls, about a situation occurring at the address that they went to. Now, when this story first broke, guys, there was so much different information coming out. I hesitated to talk about it because, well, frankly, I didn't know what happened. And I was going through it at the time mentally. So I really haven't made a public statement about it. But as you can see, Ma'Khia had a knife in her hand. You can see it very clearly. She has her back to the officer. Officer's at her back view. You see a knife. You see an altercation or a fight or a struggle going on, and that's it. Get down, get down, get down was the only audio that was played or only words said by the officer. The man that you saw in the corner of the screen attempting to kick a girl was, I think to believe, Ma'Khia's father. Now, I'm still trying to understand exactly what happened here, but I have another video. This is of our friend Whoopi Goldberg on The View. And the reason why I'm playing this video, and there's only going to be a short piece of it, is because she has some backstory that I didn't know about. So let's go to the backstory that Whoopi's going to say, and then we'll come back again.
You're probably right, but I will say, I just want to give some context in terms of what we've been told so far. The girl called the police because a whole group of girls followed her back to her foster home. She also called her mother and her grandfather, I think, to come to help her. She went outside with a knife to fight the girls off. 16-year-olds do dumb stuff, okay? They think they can take care of stuff. Now, they're not thinking, oh, the cops are not gonna know I'm the one that called. Nobody's gonna know that because there's much going on. The fight is happening apparently up from where the two people are standing at the car. So he says she was lunging. My question is, okay, is there a way for people not to shoot first? I mean, we've heard somebody say, you know, well, there are tasers. Why didn't they tase them? Or, you know, the whole thing about all of this and what LeBron wrote was there will be, you know, your next accountability. I think what he was saying is, you're gonna have to explain this. And in a way, you are gonna have to explain it because just like I think Sonny was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, they do act differently sometimes, the police, with white people than they do with black people. You know, he was carrying a gun.
Okay, some more information there provided about Whoopi that I didn't know about. One is she was at a foster home. I didn't know that. Does that change things? I don't know. Tells me something's going on at home. No one goes to a foster home if everything's okay at home. So we have a team, a trouble team. Now, it may not be her trouble, could be something with the mom. But that's the situation. According to Whoopi, and I don't know where she got the information from, she didn't cite a source, but she's saying that Ma'Khia called her mother and called someone else in the family, and said these women, these people are trying to attack me. Someone in my comment section says, one of those people trying to attack her was a grown woman, a 30-year-old woman that the father was fighting. See, these are all new things. You guys give me information I didn't have. See what I'm saying? Hey, yo, why didn't you send that to me? I don't know this stuff. I'm looking, I have 3 different articles printed up. None of them say that one of the people involved is a grown-ass person. I didn't know that. I thought these were just 3 girls fighting. Now it was 2 girls fighting and 1 mother fighting, and then a dad jumps in and help! Help! How do you decipher all of it? Okay, so Paula Bryant, the mother of Ma'Khia Bryant, goes on CNN's Chris Cuomo to discuss it. Here goes the clip of that. Last clip.
Full name. What was her full name?
Yes, I do.
I can't read it.
Okay. Her name was Ma'Khia, and she's named after a male prophet in the Bible. And her middle name, she has 2 middle names. That is our family tradition. And it's Zyriana Tylea Bryant.
And is there family significance or other significance to those names?
Yes, you know, that runs in my family tradition of 2 middle names. So I'm a single mother of 5 kids, and you know, now Ma'Khia is gone, and I only have 4 kids, and I can't. That is so hard for me to say.
Let me ask you this. For people who are learning about your daughter as a function of this incident, in this midst of this big national conversation about policing, and what do you want people to know?
The killing needs to stop. There's been too many killings in the world. I want the killing to stop.
Very sad story, folks. Very sad story. Ma'Khia, yes, she was in foster care in her home where the shooting took place. According to Angela Moore, who cared for her, Bryant and two other girls were arguing over a messy home and an unmade bed shortly before a fight that ended in a police shooting. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, but something tells me if Ma'Khia and two other girls were arguing over a messy home and it escalates over who has cleanup chores, who has to do more cleaning or who doesn't, or who's not doing their share of cleaning. If that escalates into somebody on the front lawn with a knife, there's some issues going on. And when I see a child that's exhibiting that type of violent behavior in these kids, that means they've been exposed to a lot of violent behavior. That means we got children with post-traumatic stress disorder who've been exposed to violence, who are acting out. Because that's not a normal thing. It's not normal for a 16-year-old child to go get a knife to solve a problem with somebody they live with. Right? Can we agree with that? I'm shooting in the dark here, man, but I gotta believe based on being around. And just having that much information is more. Taking time to read that is more than I've been seeing or hearing people say. I've been hearing some off-the-wall comments about gangs and all types of stuff, and they don't even know what's going on. Anyway, back to this. Moore said two of the former foster children had come to her Columbus home Tuesday to celebrate her birthday when the young women and Ma'Khia bickered over housekeeping. It was over keeping the house clean. The older one told them to clean up the house because mom doesn't like the house dirty. Moore recalled being told after she arrived home from work. So that's how it all started. So Moore comes home and she finds out that Ma'Khia had died after being shot 4 times. She was fine, she was fun, she liked to dance, she did chores around the house. It wasn't really long. We gotta stop failing our kids, man. We gotta stop failing our kids. But here's the thing, guys. When you're not doing a good job parenting, where does that really come from? A lot of times that comes from people who are not doing a good job being parents to you. And this is a huge cycle. And when we talk about people not being good parents, what usually causes that? Stress. What did I start the show out talking about? My own personal stress that landed me in the emergency room. When there's family stress, financial stress, marital stress, parental stress, school stress, work stress, stress to stay indoors, living indoors, all types of stress. I can't assume in this particular situation what would have been prevented, but here we go. Let's get to the cop, because that's really, the reason why I not really focus on a police officer, because once the cops show up, all bets are off. Once a cop shows up, they got a gun. That's it. They're going to solve the problem with the gun. Solving the problem with bullets. That's it. That's all. Uh-oh. I got this gun. I'm at this place. There's something happening. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. No more problem. That's why when we say we need to defund the police, that's what we're talking about. We need somebody else to show up with another tool besides the gun. We need somebody to show up who can talk, who can reason, who has book smarts, crisis intervention tactics, something, or at least a better shot that doesn't decide to shoot a girl with a knife 4 times, 3 of which when she's already on the ground. What about the police officer shooting? What can we say about that? Once again, this is a tragedy. But based on how American cops deal with us, okay, let's be clear, very, very clear for everybody to know this. Cops kill black people 3 times more often on stops or in altercations than they kill white people. So let's make that clear, guys, because I see a lot of people, they don't even know the numbers. They just think I'm making shit up, or they say stuff, they don't have any data. You sound stupid when you say, they kill white people too. Yeah, they kill us 3 times more often. You think that's an accident. There's something wrong. If you do something 3 times more often with a certain group of people than you do with another group of people, there it is. And that also means you more often do nicer things to the white guys and the white women because you're not killing them. So what are you doing? This creates all the... So when people say, Thomas, you're being divisive. No, reality is divisive. The numbers make it divisive. The policing is divisive. You don't see that? So the divisive doesn't start when I start talking about it. No, the divisiveness starts when they start meting out policing. That's where the division starts. You're starting late. If you're deciding who's divisive by this shit, when it gets all the way, when the cops have been called, or when the traffic stop happens and someone gets shot and killed, and then they go on leave, and then the news reports it and the body cam footage. If you're starting to pay attention, or you only give a damn about 20 steps removed from the actual incident, oh, that's divisive because you talked about it in this way. No, you need to go all the way back to the actual call. Go all the way back to when the guy got killed. Then decide, hey, is it divisive that you're even dealing with these people? That's when the division starts. But to do that, you'd have to unpack this. And this is why Tim Black is here, to help you unpack everything so you understand. Because obviously, they're not doing a good job on CNN and MSNBC or Peacock to explain this, or on Fox and the other marginal networks that are horrible as well. For some reason, the Five isn't breaking it down to you. For some reason, Tucker doesn't have an interest in telling you these facts. So everyone who goes, oh God, here we go. Yeah, I do the same thing, man. But when I do it, I see my daughter. When you do it, you're just tired of seeing me. It's a big difference. You're tired of people talking about it. We're tired of living it. The officer, guys, so let's do the hardest part. This officer so based on the way that we do policing in America, this officer did good. He didn't shoot 3 other random people. Yeah, that's a win. He shot and killed 1 person, and that's doing good in America. That's how horrible our policing is. She actually had a weapon. I was surprised. Because so often, you don't need a weapon to get shot by cops if you're black. You could be white and have a weapon and not get shot by cops. Let's compare those things. Just saying. So, what a lot of people like to do, guys, they like to say they're covering this, or they like to say that these are just used to divide us. And once again, guys, the division is in the mistreatment of one group and different treatment to another group that creates division. If everyone's treated the same, it'd be a different story. But this officer will not be indicted. If you have any type of weapon in your hand and you're about to hurt somebody, he took a sworn oath to do something. Now, what he could choose to do, he could have chosen to do other things. Would they have worked out where only one person's killed? Or would they have worked out where both people are killed? Or would they have worked out that no one's killed and someone's wounded? Maybe so. Who knows how it would have turned out? But the way our laws are written, the way police procedure is, he did what he could do. He didn't do the wrong thing by shooting her. Did he need to shoot her 4 times? Very debatable. I say hell no, he didn't need to shoot this child 4 times. This woman, in his mind, 4 times. Or whatever he saw her as. I see her as a child. But I'm old. And I'm black. They thought Tamir Rice was a grown-ass man. He was 12. They thought Trayvon Martin was damn near a senior citizen. He was 17. This is how they look at us. This is what they see. It's menacing. It's so menacing. So, my condolences to the family of Ma'Khia Bryant, the mother. And obviously the mother's going through it, and it hurts me to watch this. It hurts us to comment on it. But for the record, guys, I'm so tired of seeing this. I'm so tired of this happening. I was very angry with the father. But someone said the father was fighting this grown woman. I don't know if that was a grown woman or not. I hope I'm getting accurate information. Because what I don't want to see, and what I also heard was the father had just walked up. He wasn't there cheering it on. So I'm getting different reports. Some people say he was there. Some people say he just showed up. He shows up, and there's 2 girls, or 1 girl, and they fight, and he jumps in to defend his child. But if you're kicking somebody when they're on the ground, are you defending somebody, or are you kicking somebody's ass? I don't know. What I do know is, last thing I'm going to say on this. Last year, my son got into an argument with a girl on the bus. It got into a throwing things type of match. And my son's very reserved. This is my youngest son, who's now 12. So at the time, he was 11. And this happened on the bus and then off the bus. And I think she threw something at him, he threw something at her. He may have got the better of it at some point at the end, the last throw. So she goes home and she tells her mother. The mother shows up at my door, very pissed off with her child. She says, "Your son hit my child." I said, "Okay, let me get my son. I don't know anything about this. Calm down," because she's like, "Your son hit my child." I'm like, okay. How you doing? My name's Tim. How you doing, sister? "I don't want to hear that shit. Your son hit my child." Okay. And the child's standing there. I said, "Let me get my son. Let's talk about this. I don't know anything. You need to fix it right now." I said, "Okay." So I go get my son. I said, "What happened?" After all the cursing the mom was doing, the daughter says they were both throwing books at each other. They were both fighting with each other. And she hit him first. He hit her back. Did you know that mother said to me, "You need to let my daughter hit your son since he last hit her"? I said, "What?" She said, "You need to let my daughter hit your son since he hit her." I said, "They just was hitting each other. They should not be hitting each other at all. They should stay away from each other." He's apologized, right? He apologized. I'm not gonna sit here and allow your daughter to hit my son. That's stupid. We're adults. It ain't stupid. I said no. It's really stupid. That's not how we're supposed to be better than that. I said, "Lady, I'd like you to leave." What? I'll get my husband. Yo! All right, go get him. See, Tim Black has lived a lot of places. And Tim Black ain't no easy win. She calls the police. Police come to my door. I tell them what this dumbass mother proposed we do. They said, don't worry about it, Mr. Black. We'll take care of this. You did the right thing. This woman is obviously very ghetto. If I were you, I'd stay away from her. Let her know if she comes back to your house threatening you or your son. I said, thank you, officers. You're one of the good ones. Here goes a good apple. There goes 2 good apples walking away from my desk, my doorstep. These are good apples. So let's not pretend that we don't have some people, right? Let's not pretend we don't have some people that need like re-education, like their brains aren't working right. They either very, very violent or stupid, okay? Let's not leave that out the equation. I'm not putting that on anyone in this particular story. What I'm saying is I've had a plethora of experiences with ghetto mofos, and I can tell you there's some people ain't wrapped too tight and they do dumb shit. Now, when I was a kid, things were different. When I was a kid, my dad made me fight. That's how old school used to be. It is not 1985. It is 2021. We have to evolve. We must evolve. We can't just be like, fight it out, may the best person win, and who doesn't die gets to go to prom. No, we have to do a better job because people are getting shot and killed and stabbed. People are dying. We have to do better. My condolences to the family of Ma'Khia. This officer will not be indicted. I wish this officer could be like me and go out and try to calm the situation. But in less than 30 seconds or whatever, I don't know how much time he had. How much time did he really have? I don't even think Ma'Khia knew the cop was there. I don't know. It's a tragedy, and that's why I called it a tragedy in the title. This is not me tearing down this young lady. Rest her soul. This is just me saying what any person with a heart who becomes aware of this situation would say. Damn. Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.